guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Tori and today you're watching Tori Talking with Books. Today we're going to be going over something super exciting to me. It's top 5 favorite series. I'm so excited for this video. I've been waiting a long time for this one, and I say that like it's been forever, but before I started this, I always knew that I wanted to make this video, so I'm super excited to be getting around to it now, and I hope you guys enjoy the video and the books that I put on here. If you guys want to see a review of any of them, let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely do that because I love all of these. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So my first and most favorite series of all time is definitely A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Going into this book, I was so scared. I had heard a lot of hype about it. I had seen a lot of really good reviews, and it kind of deterred me from wanting to like really read it and figure out if I liked it, because I didn't want to go in with really high expectations and then be drastically like disappointed. I will be honest, besides reading like, oh, this is a 5-star book, and like, oh, I love it so much and stuff like that, I went into this fairly blind, exactly because of what I had just said. I didn't want to have really high expectations for it, but it was honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love this book so much, this series so much. This book is all about a girl named Feyre who lives in a small village just outside of the Fey world, and the human and Fey world are separated by a wall. So she goes out hunting and she kills a wolf, and one of the beasts comes back to seek retribution for her killing this wolf. She gets dragged into the Fey world and she's forced to live there, and kind of like she serves as the payment for her killing one of the Fey. So she has to serve her life in the Fey world, and it's so interesting to see her adapt to that situation and the budding romance of everything, the fantasy of everything. And later on in the books, it even touches on how powerful a strong female leader can be, and it kind of shows the shift in her own society in accepting a female political leader. And it touches on so much, whether it be politics and war, to fantasy, to romance, to friendship. I cannot recommend it enough. It's clear that I give this a 5 out of 5 stars because it's on this list, but also because I loved it so much. Now, there are 4 books in the series. My favorite of all time in the series, which is my favorite book of all, is the 3rd one, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, that, I will warn you, is 700 pages long, and I loved it so much. It's 700 pages of non-stop adrenaline and wanting to just flip to the next page. I read it in less than a day. I sat on my bed and just binged the entire series and the entire book, that one in particular. So I cannot recommend this enough, and I really hope you check it out because it's really amazing. My second favorite series of all time is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. Now, I've talked about this one in my last couple of videos actually, and so I'll keep this brief, but basically this is about a girl named Juliet. I almost forgot her name. I was about to say Feyre. This is about a girl named Juliet, and she has powers, and if she touches anyone, they die. She just kind of like sucks the life out of them. So the book starts with her in an asylum, and it kind of shows her progression from there as she, I'm not gonna ruin it, but like as she kind of discovers the world. I'll just put it lightly like that. So she gets freedom, obviously, and there's romance in it, which is enough for me to pick up a book because I love romance, but there is so much. It's fantastic. There's dystopian elements in this, there's superpowers, obviously, there's wars and rebellions and amazement. It's definitely one of my favorite series of all time. Out of this, my favorite book is I think it's the third main novel, and it's Ignite Me. It's so good, and it carries the story so far. So definitely check this out. They actually just released the last book in the series last month, I believe. So my next series on this list is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elkles? I don't know how to say it. There are, I think, 3 books in this series, and each one follows a different couple. So the first one starts with Brittany and Alex, and he's in a gang, and she's like the good, popular girl. So it's definitely like one of those romances that's kind of targeted towards teens, but it's a YA, so it's so good, and the character development is so great. I love the romance and the struggles that they go through. It's just amazing. And the next couple of books after this follow Alex's brothers, so you get to see kind of different sides of his family, and the couples are kind of included in each of the novels. So even though they're not the main characters in the next book, Brittany and Alex are kind of like side characters, and you get to see how they influence his brother, and it's just such a good romance. If you just want to sit down, you can definitely read them as standalones, and I really love that too, because you don't have to necessarily like know everything that's going on, although this one definitely sets up the scene for their gang involvement and kind of why their family is the way that they are. So if you like books about family and friendship and romance and, you know, gangs, all that good stuff, I definitely recommend this. So the next book on this list, I actually do not have the first book in a physical copy, but I do have the second one, and that is World After by Susan E. The first book is called Angel Fall, and it follows a girl named Penryn and a guy named Rafi, and he is an angel, she's a human, and they fall in love. There's so much in this book that enticed me to read it. Originally I only picked it up because I saw it at the library, and it looked like, I mean, I saw romance on it, and I was like, oh, why not? But after reading it, it's actually the reason that I got into reading in the first place. There is family love in this, there is romance, there is that magical element, I guess, like angels and fantasy and stuff like that. There's the underworld is pulled into some of the books. So I definitely recommend picking this up if you're interested in that kind of stuff. It will not disappoint. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars and just love it. So yeah. Okay, so the next series on this list is also a book I do not have in physical copy, but I really want to get it. It is The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This book is magical, to say the least. I have mentioned it before in other videos, and I will say it again. It's amazing. Originally going into it, I was kind of intrigued by the idea of the Silverbloods and the Redbloods. Now, the Silverbloods have powers, and the Redbloods do not. They are purely human. And reading reviews on this, I got a lot of mixed feedback. There was people who said that it lacked originality, and that's the primary reason they didn't like it, and then there were people who just genuinely loved it. I fall into the category of genuinely loving it, by the way, obviously, But it was the main reason it intrigued me was because it did take elements from every book that I'd really ever read, especially my favorites, which there were elements of The Cruel Prince, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Shatter Me, The Selection, The Hunger Games. Like, all of it was packed into one book, and it leaves you just wanting more. And so there's so much that is, I can see how people would take it as unoriginal, but there, to me, it was just another element to add to this world that I already have fallen in love with. So there was romance and fantasy, obviously, and dystopian elements and stuff like that. So if you fall into the category of people like myself who have a sweet spot for that kind of thing, I definitely recommend those books. I think there are 3 main novels, and then there are the novellas, which I haven't read the novellas, but I've read the first 2 books and half of the 3rd. So I'll definitely check those out and let you know what I think about that. But at this point, I can't see not liking where it's heading. I definitely love it. So the next series on this book list is just an honorable mention, and I think I'm going to include 3 honorable mentions in this video, but the top 5 have already been mentioned before, so honorable mention. The first one being, that's backwards, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. If you're active at all on BookTube, I'm sure you've heard a lot about this book and other series that Cassandra Clare's wrote. There's so many, and they are genuinely so good. There's shadow hunters and demons and romance and just everything that a good reader and a good book need is in here. So this definitely goes on the honorable mentions list. The next series on the honorable mentions list is the Hush Hush series. So I have this in a box set, so I just pulled them all out, but it includes 4 books, and it is about a angel and a human, and it's got romance and so much good juicy details in here that if you are the kind of person who likes Angel Fall, I guess, is the same kind of. If you like angel books, if you like romance, if you like friendship, this is definitely a book for you. So check this one out. The next honorable mention and the last series in this video is going to go to Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, this book is about a werewolf and a girl, and they fall in love. And there's lots of kind of suspense in this book, waiting for something to happen, and the possibility of it happening kind of engrosses you in this book and makes you want to turn to the next page as soon as possible to figure out what's going to go down, and it will make you have an adrenaline junkie kind of feeling. So I love this book, I love this series, so this definitely had to be included. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I certainly enjoyed making it. If you guys liked any of these books and you want a review done on them, let me know down in the comments, and I can certainly get one of those out to you guys. Also, if you have a series that you really enjoy that wasn't included in this video, please comment them down below, because I would love to hear any recommendations. Also, if you agree, let me know what you liked about it, or if you found something different. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!